I'll give you the position. Best quarterback on the field, including this team's starter. Accuracy and decision-making have reportedly taken a, quote, significant leap from last season to this. Has shown every indication he can be an elite QB1 in the NFL.
Okay, so let's think about
Joe
this.
Milton.
We got it.
It's Joe Milton?
He's back.
Let's go.
Here's the rule. Joe Milton should be required to be on a different team every season so that we can do this every year.
Welcome back to Macrodosing. It's Thursday. It is August 7th, and we're all back. It's me, Arian, Big T, Mad Dog McKenzie. Today's episode is brought to you by Game Time. There's nothing like getting to a baseball game, especially at the last minute. Lucky for me, I always use Game Time. They are the official ticketing partner of Barstool Sports, and the Brewers never lose. The Brewers never lose, Big T. Fact or fiction?
That's true.
That's just a cold, hard fact. Big T, can you look up Brewers tickets? Who are the Brewers playing this week?
Playing the Braves right now. This weekend they're playing, who was it the other day? I don't remember. I'll tell you in a second.
Somebody that they're going to beat. A team that's not as good as the Brewers. And if you're looking for Brewers tickets, if you're looking for Padres tickets, if you're looking for Yankees tickets, if you're looking for Red Sox tickets, Nationals tickets, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter what team. Look up on Game Time because they make getting tickets faster. They make it easier. The prices on the app go down the closer it gets to showtime. You put those savings in your pocket. Spend them at the ballpark. Get a hot dog. Get a new hat. Get some Cracker Jack. What are you waiting for? Get those tickets right now on Game Time. What are Brewers tickets looking like, Big T?
Remember they're playing the Mets this weekend, and Saturday's the Christian Yelich bobblehead.
Oh, great.
And
yeah.
I can get you in for $35 on Game Time.
Okay. $35 on Game Time?
Yep.
That's pretty good. Get yourself a bobblehead. Get a Christian Yelich bobblehead, and then maybe next year treat it as a voodoo doll as we get closer to the home run derby. Maybe just give it like an eye infection. Figure out a way to give your Christian Yelich bobblehead pink eye. Up to you to figure out how to do that. Check it out on Game Time. You can use promo code MACRO when you download the Game Time app, create an account, and you get $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account, redeem code MACRO, M-A-C-R-O, $20 off. Great savings. Game Time. All right, we're back. We're going to talk about cruise ship mysteries today and just the scary things that can happen to you on a cruise ship. Now that Arian's back from sailing the high seas, I think we can get into some of the really scary stuff without scaring him away from hopping on a big boat. We're going to touch on the Amy Bradley stuff as well. She was a passenger on a cruise ship, went missing a long time ago, but there's a documentary on Netflix right now that you can watch about her. But there's just a lot of stuff to get to regarding cruise ships as an entity overall.
I will tell you,
Yep.
because there might be some people listening who thought what I did when this was suggested as a topic. I thought it was stupid, and then I looked into it some, and there is way more than you would guess.
There's a lot to talk about.
Yeah.
There is a lot to talk about. Big T thought it was stupid.
Yes, but so if you're listening and you think it's stupid, I promise it's not as stupid as you think.
That's honestly that's the highest endorsement that Big T can give to something.
Yes, that's a tease in the business. Keep listening.
Big T it's changed his mind about something.
Yeah.
You changed your ways.
Yes, that's correct.
All right. Listen, I'm excited to hear what Big T has to say about cruise ships. But before we get into that, we got some stuff that we can discuss. Arian, I wanted to talk about a new revelation or a new wrinkle in the NFL that just came out yesterday.
Hit me.
So, the NFL has banned the use of smelling salts on the sidelines, in the locker rooms. Players are no longer allowed to inhale the ammonia salts before a big drive. They can't use it to wake up. They can't sniff it out of the jar. They can't sniff it out of the little packets that you break. Have you ever used smelling salts?
Yeah. Why? What is the reason?
So the reason, from what I understand, is that there's been some testing done, and the after effects of using smelling salts are similar to the effects of having a concussion. I don't know how this study was done, if it was like 5 seconds after taking a big whiff of smelling salts, if it was like 5 minutes after, if it was an hour after. But they say that there's some similarities between how your brain reacts after using smelling salts.
Interesting. I'll have to look at the studies. I don't know. I didn't use it on a frequent basis, but if I felt like a little lethargic or something like that, I would do it. And it would help like wake you up.
Yeah. I mean, I think I've used smelling salts a bunch. I think smelling salts rock. But I also don't know how the study was done. I would think that there would be a higher likelihood that a player that just used smelling salts is doing it to wake up from maybe taking a hit to the head. And so maybe there's like a correlation there. So they do have a concussion in some cases. But
I don't know. I would have to look at the study.
a lot of players do it just to get amped up.
Yeah. I'm interested in how something that you smell can cause effects of a concussion.
Yeah, I don't get that either.
It's literal, like your brain is pressing against the wall of your skull. Like how can a smell mimic that? And especially the damage. Well, I guess the damage. Are they saying that it kills brain cells and stuff?
I don't think they're going that far. I don't know where the study is located. I saw the write up from the NFL, and I was not able to track down the actual study about it.
Need that primary source there, brother.
It says in 2024, the FDA issued a warning to companies that produce commercially available ammonia inhalants, as well as to consumers about the purchase and use of those ammonia inhalants, regarding the lack of evidence supporting the safety or efficacy of the products marked for improving mental alertness or boosting energy. The FDA noticed potential negative effects. They have the potential to mask certain neurological signs and symptoms, including some potential signs of concussion. Oh, okay, so maybe they can mask some of the signs of concussion. So they're banning that. My theory is that what the NFL is going to do is they're going to ban it, and then when the next CBA is negotiated, the NFL is going to be like, hey, we'll give you smelling salts if you give us 18 games. We'll let you have it back.
Yeah, they definitely care about player safety. I guess the masking injuries looks like the most, because like all of these like adverse effects, shortness of breath, seizures, migraines, vomiting, diarrhea. I don't see that playing out on a football field too well. Like, I think that's for people who don't like have a stomach for it or don't like. I would be interested. I'm gonna read this study. But this is interesting too. They said the FDA's considers smelling salts marked for purposes other than traditional use, treating or preventing fainting, to be unapproved drugs. The FDA has stated that there's no scientific evidence to support that smelling salts can increase energy, prevent fatigue, or promote wakefulness. I am skeptical of that claim, just for anecdotal reasons.
Mm-hmm. There's an article from 2022, and this is dentists that are talking about how they're taking them out of emergency kits. It says, numerous cases and reviews in medical literature cite the hazards of ammonia inhalants ranging from irritation of the upper respiratory tract to lung irritation, which results in coughing, in some cases nausea, retching, and vomiting. The ammonia vapor itself can cause chemical burns if inhaled too closely to the nares, whatever that is. And other adverse events include allergic reactions, respiratory airway burns, edema, and distress because of potential lung irritation. People with asthma should not be exposed to ammonia inhalants. They can exacerbate breathing difficulties. Deaths have been reported due to exposure to ammonia, as have a variety of acute damaging neurological conditions. If ammonia inhalants are applied after someone faints and injures their head, concussive symptoms can be masked and intracranial pressure can be increased. Okay, so I could see a problem if someone had a concussion and they just ripped a bunch of smelling salts and it increases pressure. But why don't they just like have a doctor do it?
I mean, your guess is as good as mine. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know enough about this. I didn't use it enough to care if they banned it anyway. But there was always a dude on the sideline who put like 6 of them in a cup, taped the top of the cup, put a little hole in the cup, and like would mix it around and go around and make dudes sniff it.
Yeah.
I mean, I always felt like it was just like a little jolt of like, okay, I'm up. Like I never sniffed it to the point of I never felt any danger, but I mean, who knows?
Can I guess what number that guy wore? Because I've got a pretty good guess.
It wasn't him.
Got it.
It wasn't Brian Cushing?
That
Nah,
actually
it was
might be a
Chris-
better guess than my guess.
Who are you thinking?
I was thinking it starts with a 9. Might end with a 9.
Oh, you thought? No, I don't think JJ is a big smelling salt guy.
Really?
No, Brian Cushing would be the
Yeah,
smelling
that
salt
actually
guy.
is a better guess now that I think about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. I thought it was. I thought you were talking about Kush. Nah, it was Chris Myers was our center. He would just mix it up in a cup and just walk around and make people smell it.
He was a good player.
Good dude. Yeah, it's my man.
Um,
He's like skinny as shit. Now, shout out to you, Chris. Usually what happens is linemen get really skinny after they retire. And running backs and position players, they get really fat after they retire.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because
Yeah.
for linemen, keeping that weight on was it was a chore. And it was hard on their joints, and
Yeah.
they didn't like it.
Yeah.
But especially during
Yeah.
training camp, they had to just eat all the time to keep that weight on.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of
100%.
football, I have a tweet that I'd like to read you, and I'm going to exclude the player's name, and I'm going to see if you can guess what player it's about.
Okay.
Okay. X has been playing like an all caps bona fide superstar throughout camp. One source close to the X team reportedly believes X could be the starter on 10 NFL teams. Has reportedly ended several camp practices being the best. I'll give you the position. Best quarterback on the field, including this team's starter. Accuracy and decision-making have reportedly taken a, quote, significant leap from last season to this. Has shown every indication he can be an elite QB1 in the NFL.
Okay. So let's think about
Joe
this.
Milton.
We got it.
It's Joe Milton?
He's back.
Let's go.
Here's
Let's
the
go.
rule.
Who tweeted that out?
Phase 1.
That is it's several places. It's all like the aggregator accounts, but like Cowboys reporters have been saying like that he's made the best throws at camp and stuff. Joe Milton should be required to be on a different team every season so that we can do this every year. Because it's awesome. It's so much fun.
Yeah, it's great. I wish he wasn't on the Cowboys. It sucks that he's on the Cowboys.
What if this really is? What if he's awesome this time?
Oh, I just watched a Joe Milton bomb. Holy shit.
He threw one 75 yards yesterday on a dime.
Oh my God.
Wait, so they're saying that he's played better than Dak Prescott?
In some practices, it seems like some have said that. Yeah,
I would love nothing more. If I fuck with Joe, that's my dog.
dude,
man.
he's awesome.
He's so good.
I love it. I didn't even know he was on the Cowboys.
Yeah, the Patriots traded him reportedly because he thought he should be starting over Drake May. Which, maybe he should.
Yeah.
Who knows?
He gonna get his chance. That's one thing I know about the NFL. Your number will eventually be called, and I hope he answers that call.
I mean, he
That'll be
did
fun.
start the last game of the season last year, and he won the game despite the fact that the Patriots wanted to lose. So that may be an even bigger mark in your favor than trying to win a game your team's trying to win.
Yeah.
They wanted to lose. He still won.
Okay, so where should we try to get Joe? Obviously, what could happen would be if a starter gets it. I don't want him on the Cowboys because I want Joe to be good. I want to be able to watch and enjoy Joe.
What are teams he could
A quintessential team for Joe Milton is the Oakland Raiders. Oh, they're not Oakland, the Las Vegas Raiders. Quintessential.
Okay, Gino and Joe.
However you want to slice it. Maybe he sits for a year. Maybe he takes over, whatever the case may be. But all raw talent. That is where you send people with
That's
all
true.
raw talent.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully they build pieces around him.
A Raiders Joe Milton jersey would go crazy.
He's sick.
I'll fuck around, snag one. I'm lying, I won't, but that'd be a nice jersey.
Okay, the teams I would like to see Joe Milton on. The New Orleans Saints. No?
I mean, then I can't root for him. That's the only NFL team that I have ill will towards. That's the only one. And of course, they're the one who drafts every Tennessee player.
Yep.
They've had 10 in the last 5 years.
They've had some good players. The Cleveland Browns.
Could be fun.
They need another quarterback.
Not great
I'd
for
lock
his
in.
career, probably, but
I'd lock in. He looks good in orange.
He does. That's a good point.
So a different kind of orange. So I got a question about Shedeur Sanders. I have not been following the saga, but on my Windows desktop, I get MSN updates. So I'll go to my bottom left corner and it's just current events, news, what's going on. And almost every day for the last 2-3 weeks has been hit pieces on Shador, and they're bad. Like it's obvious like some kind of bias from these. These aren't like reputable websites. They're like from everywhere, right? But like every day, something about Shador Sanders has been popping up. Like they're thinking about cutting him. GM says something bad about him. Owner says something bad about him. Blah blah blah. Every single day, I'm like, damn, they're really on his head. But then I turn around today and I see he about to start the first preseason game. So I just want I don't those are conflicting things for me. I want like a clear picture of what's actually going on.
He was listed 4th on their first depth chart.
Okay.
So I think the first preseason game, the first 2 probably won't even play.
He's not going to play?
No, I'm saying the reason he's starting is because
Joe,
Flacco and whoever was Pickett second. Like
Joe, Pickett, Dylan Gabriel, and then also, lest we forget, Tyler Huntley is also a member of the Cleveland Browns at this time.
Snoop.
Yeah, like they probably won't even play Flacco and Pickett at all. So
Pickett and Dylan Gabriel are hurt.
Oh,
so,
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Well, then that's why he's starting. But
yeah,
he was listed 4th.
There's also a chance they're starting him, hoping he has a great game, and then you can trade him.
Could be.
I'm seeing Cleveland people, like Cleveland beat reporters, like him.
But what are you going to trade Shador Sanders for?
Yeah.
Not a higher draft pick than what no team was willing to just use on him.
I think if he looks good, yeah.
So you think you draft him in the 5th round, he has one great preseason game, and then someone trades you a 4th rounder?
If there's an injury. That's the thing, is like the preseason injuries to quarterbacks, that is the one thing that will make teams overpay for a quarterback on a different roster. I still think it's Joe Flacco. I think he's going to start the season. Mm-hmm. The Saints have all 3 of their quarterbacks listed as starters. They've got too many good quarterbacks in New Orleans right now. That's their problem.
I couldn't name one that's on the
Tyler
Saints
Shuck,
Spencer Rattler. And some guy.
Okay.
There's a guy. They got another guy. Taysom Hill.
Really?
No.
Oh.
I mean, they do have him, but it's some.
They can technically use him.
I can say with confidence it's some other
Jake
guy.
Haener.
Jake Haener, that's right.
Fresno State.
He's the ultimate some guy.
Yeah. Hey, that's a great way to make a career.
It is, yeah. If you can stick around as a backup, more power to you. It's a high-paying, coveted job.
Shout out Chase Daniel.
Chase Daniel, one of the best to ever do it.
Really nice Chase Daniel signed Missouri helmet that I saw at the National last week.
Yeah, so tell me about where you went, Big T. What was this thing?
The greatest convention ever assembled, and it's coming back next year, so that's great news. Last week was the National Sports Collector Convention in Chicago. A bunch of people from the office went. I picked up some awesome pieces. Some of them are here behind me. There's a Mike Tyson autographed photo with Donald Trump, a 1957 Braves-Yankees World Series program. I got a signed Dominique Wilkins picture. I got some other stuff that's at home. I got a Hank Aaron signed ball, which was sick. It's just the 90% of it's cards. I don't care about cards that much, so that wasn't of interest to me. But if you like sports cards or memorabilia or anything like that, it's the coolest place ever.
It's not. I don't know if it's my cup of tea because I've never been a card guy. Besides when I was like 8 and had baseball cards.
You don't collect anything?
No, I guess maybe you could say I collect guitars, but I don't think I have enough to have a collection.
Okay.
Because I use all my guitars.
Right.
I collect planes.
Okay.
And simulators.
You have like model planes?
No, I don't have model planes, but I've got I currently own an F-14, I own an F-16, I own an F-18, I own an F-22 mod, I own what else do I own? That might be the extent of my plane collection. Oh, and a Spitfire as well.
Okay.
But no, I don't think I really collect anything.
I'm surprised you don't have any like memorabilia of anything?
I collect Blake Bortles jerseys.
Okay.
I'm
sure they had some there.
Got a Jaguars, got a Broncos, have a Saints Blake Bortles. I don't have a Rams Blake Bortles. I need one of those. If anybody out there owns one, let me know. But no, I don't. Maybe I need to start collecting something.
There was a George W. Bush signed baseball that was a little bit out of my price range, but I wanted it.
How much was that?
I think $400.
Yeah, that's a good one. Oh, I collect famous people's DNA.
Right.
I have the Napoleon.
T-Bob was telling me he saw a table that had all historical cards, and it was so massive you couldn't possibly describe where something was, so I never ended up finding it. But he was telling me there was something like that at the National.
Do you think a Jesus Christ rookie card or a Jesus Christ last year card would be more valuable?
My understanding of the card market is that rookies are always the most valuable.
Okay, so as baby Jesus
Right.
in the manger. Okay, I'll keep a lookout for that.
Like, the thing I don't understand about the card market is, like, you could have a Tom Brady card that's, you know, just a regular card, whatever. It's worth $80. But then there's a name a random NFL player. There's an Antoine Randall card.
Okay, good career.
That's numbered to 10, and it's worth 300. Like, that's what I don't understand. It's all about, like, the scarcity, which I do understand that part, but it's it gets weird. There's all sorts of stuff.
But you intentionally make some cards scarce so they become more valuable.
Correct, but like, that matters more than the player.
Got it.
Like, if there was a Tom Brady card numbered to 10, I understand why that would be worth a ton of money.
Yeah.
But it's like the players don't always match up, and like the autos, like if the autograph is on the card, that matters more than if it's on a thing that's stuck onto the card.
Yep.
It's a whole thing.
What's the clientele like at one of these conventions?
Exactly what you'd expect. Like what you're imagining right now, that.
Are more people buying them for personal use, or are they buying because they think that they can sell them for more money?
I think most of the people there are doing deals, buying and selling.
They're trying to find something that's undervalued.
Yes. And then the people walk in with giant, like, bulletproof suitcases full of cards.
I love that.
And go up to people and they're, like, doing deals and stuff.
Like handcuffed to their arm?
Yeah.
I love that. I love that.
It was awesome, though.
I just thought of a different team that should trade for Joe Milton immediately. Stat. Miami Dolphins. Unlock Tyreek.
They're one more head injury away from needing somebody.
Well, they got Quinn Ewers.
Oh, okay, good.
Yeah. But yeah, Joe Milton to Miami. That would be perfect, right?
Could be fun.
Just run deep. Just run deep, Tyreek. I'm concerned about Mike McDaniel, though. Concerned about him. You see what he said the other day?
No.
What is that?
They said, good morning. Good morning, coach. When he came out for his press conference, he goes, no, it's not a good morning. It's a great morning. You want to know why it's a great morning? Because we're one day closer to death.
Long days in training camp.
Love that.
Yeah.
No, I love that. Yeah,
You like that, Arian?
Yeah, I love that. Yeah.
I'm worried about the man.
It's my kind of guy.
But is that something that you would want your head coach to say during training camp?
Yeah, it means he's not one of those my life is football guys. He thinks about things in a different way in an outside perspective. I like that. Yeah.
Ideally, I think I would, as a fan, I would want my head coach to not be thinking about how he's longing for death during training. I would like him to be optimistic. Like, we got a great chance this year. We got a great offense. Guys are looking good in training camp. Tyreek's locked in to his best shape of his life, feeling healthy. But instead, he's like, I cannot wait for the sweet embrace of the afterlife.
The warm robe and cloak of the Grim Reaper massaging my soul into nothingness.
Yeah. We got some other stuff to get into today before we talk about cruise ships. Do you see your boy Big T, the big T in the White House?
On the roof?
On the roof? Yeah.
Yeah.
Big boy grilling on the roof?
Yeah.
What was he doing on the roof?
I don't know.
I ain't never seen a big boy grill on the roof. I ain't never seen a big boy.
That's my favorite. I think that's the best internet video ever.
One of the better ones.
Just like all positivity, good energy. There's a big boy grilling on the roof. You've never seen it before?
Yeah.
I haven't. That's the first and only time I've seen a big boy grilling on the roof until Trump got up there. But yeah, he was. What was he doing? Was he just like saying hi, going for a walk?
Somebody tweeted like he just found out that he could go on the roof, so he had to go immediately.
That's very
See
relatable.
what was up there.
I remember when I found that in one of my New York apartments. I was like, "There's roof access.
Yeah,
you're not supposed to be up there. It's not like there's no chairs or anything up there, but you can technically get up on the roof." First thing I did, I went up to the roof to check it out. That's probably what he was doing.
A reporter, Mr. President, what are you doing up there? Trump, taking a little look. I mean,
Yeah.
if you find out you can go on the roof, you go on the roof.
Yeah, I agree. I saw one commenter on X, the Everything app, it's all happening on X, say this man worked in building development and real estate his entire life. He's probably doing a roof check to make sure that everything's installed correctly.
Could be.
I also heard a theory that, and I like this one, that he's a little bit paranoid that people are going to start recording him. He might not trust everybody in his inner circle. And so much like Tony Soprano goes down to the basement or goes to the backyard to have conversations, he's having conversations on the roof where no one's going to bug him. No microphones.
Maybe.
No secret recordings. I think McKinsey might be right, though. I think it's like, hey, you can get up on the roof. He's like, no way. All right.
Let's do it.
Let's
Shut
check it out.
up. Right now?
Yeah.
Right now.
They'd let us do that?
Sure, Mr. President.
Also in the news, we've got, it's become an epidemic. We have an epidemic in modern sports. There's been a third dildo that was thrown onto a WNBA court. And apparently, the plan was to have simultaneous dildos.
Yeah, there was a fourth.
Yeah, the fourth dildo didn't make it. It got taken down.
See, I said
Crashed in a plane outside Pennsylvania.
Right.
Yeah.
I thought about that. I wasn't going to say it, but I said on the last show that the third dildo would be the funniest, but I don't think that came to fruition.
Yeah, I don't think it did either.
I think if the fourth one would have landed, it would have been 3 and 4 simultaneously.
2 at the same time?
Yeah.
I agree. That would have been funnier. The third, I felt like that it like hit a player. That's not that funny. I guess somebody could, in theory, get hurt by one if it hit them in their eye or if you stepped on it. But yeah, the third dildo, it didn't slap.
Yeah.
How are they getting them in? Like at this point,
You really want to know?
there's just been so many. Like they have to be checking better for them.
Yeah, I guess my guess is probably in the pants.
Yeah, I would assume so.
There's, again, no dildo detector. That's why they're not throwing vibrators out there that would set off the metal detector. I saw it happen. I was like, you got to be kidding me. It happened again this close to the last one. And the fact that I think it might have hit a player. I think it might have hit Sophie Cunningham.
It did.
I think that's what people were saying. Yeah.
Not funny that you're hitting a player. Kind of funny that it happened to hit the player that said, please stop throwing dildos at us. Someone's going to get hurt.
She quote tweeted that tweet and said this aged poorly.
Yeah.
Which doesn't make sense because she was right. It aged well.
But I think she's saying like it sucks that it happened to me when I was the one that said, please stop throwing them.
I see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like she was right.
And then Kelsey Plum kicked it. Good form on Kelsey Plum's part. We're going to get to a point where it might hurt somebody. That's what I'm thinking right now. The funniest way for it to happen would be if someone were to throw it and it was like a suction cup one and it stuck to the backboard. And then somebody had to jump up and try to grab it and pull it down. If you make somebody jump up and like wrap their hand around it and have to like pull it off really hard.
Yeah.
That would be, especially if maybe the dildo had a little bit of lube on it, so they had to like try a couple times and they couldn't get it all the way off. I'm not saying a player did it. Maybe it was like a ref that had to get up on a ladder and then had to look like they were jerking off the dildo to pull it off the backboard. That'd be funny too. But yeah, I think I might be out on dildos on courts now.
Bold. Brave.
Yeah. The funny part about it was after it was thrown, seeing all the security looking for the dildo thrower, because there were like 15 guys that were just running around in suits, like trying to. It looked like they were looking for a shooter. Did they catch this one?
I'm not sure.
I think they might have.
It's going to be very tough to get away with it because now they're remaining vigilant.
Oh, also, I got sent tailed last episode. I had just saw it, and it's my fault. I didn't do enough research into Aja Wilson's 50-point triple-double. So apparently they
no.
got whooped by like 50. And I think she had like 10 points. And so they were trolling. And I just saw the tweet. I was like, oh, that's dope. Just kept scrolling. So my bad. I got sent to, hey, it happens, you know?
Happens to the best of us.
Happens to the best of us, man. We all get got.
I got centelled by the NBA Finals ratings. They said 2.4 billion people watched the Thunder Pacers. I thought that was real.
Are you serious?
No. No.
Okay.
No, I saw that and then I reported it like 5 times.
Got it.
Being like, this is amazing. That a third of the world watched the NBA Finals. What else we got today, Big T? What's on the list? The ESPN and NFL merger, kind of?
Yeah, we don't have to talk about that.
Okay.
Howard Stern got canned.
Howard Stern got canned. They were paying him a lot of money.
A lot of money.
Was it really $100 million a year?
I think so.
I don't know about that.
I believe that's what was reported when he did his last contract.
Because, I mean, for a while, the only thing that was keeping SiriusXM in business was Howard Stern.
Yeah, his 5-year, $500 million contract.
That's incredible. Good for him for getting that money. Good for him. One of the goats of talk radio. Mount Rushmore talk radio guy.
How old is he?
I don't know. I got to be honest. I haven't listened to Howard Stern in probably 30 years.
71.
I don't know that I've ever listened to Howard Stern.
Me neither.
It was a good show. And when he was on E back in the day, it was as close as you could get to having free porn, because the Howard Stern interview, the formula was great. It was like, bring a hot chick in. So, when did you lose your virginity? Tell me about that. You want to hop on the Sibian real quick? It was just pretty much porn. Big T, are you a Howard Stern fan?
No, never listened to him. Some of the quotes I've seen from him, he seems a little kooky.
Have you seen the movie Private Parts?
I've not.
That's a great movie. You should watch Private Parts. It's about like his rise up in the radio industry, and like he had to fight against everyone back in the day. Like he got fired from every station he worked at, got into disputes with the program directors, and then came out on top, made a bunch of money off it. So what is he going to do, a podcast?
Surely after a 5-year, $500 million deal, you just, at 71, you call it quits.
But he's got takes, though. That's the thing about these guys, is they can get fired from a high-paying job, and they can be like, I'm going to retire, and then they just sit in a room, and they have nobody to say these crazy takes to.
Well, how long did Francesa last in retirement? Like 3 weeks?
Yeah, not very long. It's tough to retire from that biz. I think I could walk away at some point, but a guy like Howard Stern, I think he needs an audience.
I also think you could walk away because you'd still have Twitter.
That's true. Get the takes out that way.
You could still get your takes off somewhere.
Yeah. I ran into Howard Stern one time in the SiriusXM studios. I was recording the very first episode of the Steam Room podcast, interviewed Danny Woodhead, and I was just screaming into a microphone, and Howard Stern just walked right past me on the other side of the glass of the studio. Did not notice I was there. I noticed him because I had to stop recording. I was like, holy shit, that's Howard Stern. And then I got back into it. That's my Howard Stern story.
Was that the same day that Ed Sheeran peed next to you?
No, you got that story wrong, Mad Dog. That was the same day that I peed next to Ed Sheeran, and he could not pee.
Right.
The very same day.
Sorry.
The legendary urinal incident.
That's a star-filled afternoon.
It was, yeah. That's probably why I was ready to just let it flow next to Ed Sheeran. I was like, I don't give a fuck that it's Ed Sheeran. Howard Stern just walked past me. Anything else, Big T?
I don't think so.
Anything else on your mind?
No. What about you?
There's an ongoing battle between South Park and the Trump administration right now.
Okay.
So South Park put out an episode a couple weeks ago. I think the new episode comes out tonight or yesterday as you're listening to this. But in the first episode of this season, they just went right after Trump and portrayed him with like a micro penis. They substitute him in for Saddam Hussein's old role, which is like the guy that was banging the devil. And then Trump was suing everybody.
Come on, Satan.
Yeah, exactly. That's their Donald Trump character now. And then Satan's like, you've been all over the Epstein list, Donald. All you do is sue people all day.
That's not a bad impression of South Park Satan.
Thank you. So a lot of people in the Trump administration are upset at South Park for doing this. But I think the bigger point of the episode was to poke fun at the merger that Paramount Plus had, where it was speculated that they might have either fired Stephen Colbert or settled a lawsuit to make sure that the merger goes through. So South Park is pretty much trying to get in legal trouble with the Trump administration right now, which is kind of a funny thing to do. And then they're going after ICE as well, which, by the way, ICE, I think they removed the cap on the age range that you can be to apply to be an ICE officer. It comes with like what's the signing bonus to become an ICE officer now? It's like huge.
They have signing bonuses.
It was like 40 grand or something.
Something like
refuse to
that.
tap in.
Yeah.
That's brazen.
And like student loan forgiveness. My prediction is that yeah, Arian liked that one. There's going to be a lot of people that sign up to be ICE officers that just sign up and are like, okay, I don't really want to do the work, but you can pay me, and that's fine.
It's gonna be club security.
Yeah.
Have a homie infiltrate the club security.
I think there's
Put all
going
the homies in.
to, I don't know if it's going to be like infiltration necessarily, or if it's just going to be a bunch of people that are like, yeah, this is a lot of money, so I will say that I work for ICE, and then I don't really want to go on a Home Depot raid, so let's just chill in the car. Let's just listen to the radio.
Crazy, man.
It says up to $50,000 signing bonus.
It's a pretty good signing bonus. And I don't think that you have to have like a college degree for it.
I don't think you do.
I'd assume not.
So, yeah, I think a lot of people are going to apply and get the money.
And then just quit?
I don't know what the rules are. You probably have to work there for a certain amount of time.
Right. That's how a signing bonus usually works.
To get the bonus. Maybe quiet quitting.
Yeah. It's a pretty loud thing going on right now, though. I don't know if quiet quitting would really work.
Yeah.
I think 10 years ago, maybe, they were supposed to be like stealthy.
Yeah. The mentality to sign up to be an ICE agent, though, would be, I can't put myself in that mindset.
No.
I guess if you really think that you're getting like rapists and murderers off the street, like supervillains off the street, but then that mentality is like you're signing up because you think that you're a superhero.
Did you see the tweet that the Department of Homeland Security put out this morning of the picture of I don't know what kind of car, the car that has the seats that can turn around and has the table in the middle?
Okay, yeah.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
It's
That
like
picture?
a van from the 80s.
Yeah. And you can turn around and talk in the middle, apparently. And the DHS used that and was like, how many illegals do you think are hiding in this car? And then on the picture, it said, like something to the effect of, I don't care to go look at it again, but it was like, imagine kicking illegals out of the country in this with your absolute boys. And it's like, oh, it makes my head hurt to look at that.
It's a little cringy.
Their marketing is like the most insane shit I've ever seen in my life. And then they gave Cole pronouns.
That's what's so confusing me, like Big T. When you look at that shit, you look at shit like that and be like, "Yo, that is absolutely Jesus approved," or like, I don't understand.
I'm not concerned with the memes that Homeland Security is posting.
But this is okay. In one hand, you have an administration who claims to be, following Christ, and on the other hand, you got them completely.
Where do you get that
people.
idea?
The GOP. That is
Trump?
the party of, huh?
I don't think anyone confuses Trump with a Christian.
A lot of people do.
I really do not. The guy that said
You
2
don't
Corinthians. Yeah, no, I do not.
You don't think anybody confuses Trump as a Christian?
I don't think anyone who understands like what. Yeah, no, I don't. He can profess to be one if he wants. He's clearly not.
Big T, they had that lady in the church making like a painting about him.
There can be Christians who like Trump. That doesn't make him.
Why do you think evangelicals back him?
Because he's the Republican. Most evangelicals are going to vote for whoever the Republican nominee is.
I think it's about abortion. I think that's why they see him as a guy that's going to take steps to rein in abortion. And so they're like, he's not perfect, but he's advancing what we care about.
I saw your boy Bruce Pearl. So it's along the same line. I saw your boy Bruce Pearl the other day. He was talking on Outkick. I don't know how this ended up in my feed, but it did. And he was saying, they was asking like when did the divide in the country start? And he said Obama, and that blew my mind. And like a lot of conservatives feel the same way. And do you feel the same way? Obama was the start of the divide of the country, not because of the, I guess, backlash to him, but more so his rhetoric. They were saying he instituted this division. You agree with that?
I don't have much of a frame of reference beyond that, so I don't know. Like I don't recall how things were with Bush or Clinton. Like so I don't know that I can answer that well.
Bad. They were bad with both of them. Very bad.
So with the three presidents that you do have reference to, which one would you say is the most divisive?
What do you mean when you say that?
Which, if you're having a spectrum of diplomatic and divisiveness, which president will in your lifetime will be the most divisive?
I think Trump and Biden are pretty equal with Obama behind them.
You said you didn't have a reference point. Like, so hold on. So
I
you
said
think Trump
beyond Obama.
Got you. That's my fault. So you're saying all three of them have been divisive. Trump being the most, then Joe Biden, then Obama.
I think Trump and Biden are pretty equal, and Obama is behind them.
All right. Interesting.
I mean, when Clinton was elected, from day one, it was like an all-out assault on like, let's figure out how to get this guy out of office. And that's when Fox News started, and that's when like Rush Limbaugh got really big back then, because before that you had two Republicans in a row with Reagan and Bush Sr. And that's not something I don't really remember too much about Bush Sr., but I feel like the country wasn't super divided under Bush Sr. In the Gulf War, it was like very much a pro-America, let's go, let's take out Saddam. And then Reagan won in a landslide. What was that, against Mondale? Or no, I think against Mondale he won his re-election. Like, I think Mondale only won Minnesota. But even before that, it was like Nixon, divisive. Johnson, very divisive. Very, very divisive. That was like the Vietnam era, which was like the country was very much torn apart. We've really only had a couple eras where it wasn't a divisive part of our history. Like I would say post World War II, that boom, that was pretty good vibes from what I've read. Before that, the Great Depression, pretty divisive. Although I guess FDR was a very popular president, but still, like, just bad times, but kind of pulling together. So yeah, I don't think you can say that Obama really started divisiveness.
P left T.
What else we got? Anything on your mind?
I'm going to Cabo this weekend.
On a cruise?
No, just I think I said this last part, but my man's wife hit me, and this is my best friend, and we don't get a lot of chances to hang out. She was like, "You gotta come pull up," so I'm definitely gonna go pull up.
What? Why didn't your buddy hit you up?
He busy as shit. Like he does so many. He has so many like things to do that he runs a business where he is the financial advisor to a lot of like athletes, entertainers, CEOs, stuff like that. And he's just always everywhere traveling, doing a whole bunch of stuff. And she does her best to always get me and him together. She's a sweetheart.
That's good.
Love her.
That's good.
Yeah.
Having somebody in your life, if you're very busy, that's like you're making sure that you're staying socially engaged with your friends.
Yeah.
That's a good person.
Great person.
Can we put something down in our list of topics to discuss on macrodosing in the future? Okay. So we should definitely do the Lake City Quiet Pills.
Lake City Quiet Pills.
Yeah.
Okay.
Was
I've never heard of
Chief
it.
telling me
Chief
about
was
that?
talking about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I also just had another one when Arian was talking, but I forget what it was.
Do you want to do that
Man, my
next?
bad.
Oh, you're at the internet.
I'm going to be at the Internet Invitational next week. Oh, I have something else I want to talk about before we get into cruise ships. You know how we talked about the hole-in-one conundrum
Yes.
on Tuesday's episode? So I go out with Hank yesterday, and we're playing 9 holes. Hank had to leave a little bit early. Imagine that. Hank left the golf course early. But I said, you know what? I'm going to finish playing these 9 holes by myself, see where I'm at. I get to, I think it was the 8th hole. It was a 184-yard par 3. So kind of a big boy. And there's like woods or like deep fescue on the left. I hit my first shot. It goes about 10 yards into the deep fescue on the left. I know that ball is gone. But I'm playing by myself, and there's a group in front of me, so I'm like, I'll just hit another ball. Who cares? Take my second one. It goes also into that fescue on the left because I'm pin seeking at this point, right? My third shot, I hit beautiful. One of the best golf shots I've ever hit in my life.
Beautiful.
Rolls on the green, ends up about, I'd say, 2 feet from the hole. A hole in 5 by yourself would have actually been the worst possible scenario.
Yeah.
No, number one, nobody would have been around to witness it. Number two, it would have been technically my fifth stroke on that hole.
But it would have gone in.
Maybe the best double bogey of all time.
For sure.
Yeah, but it didn't go in, so I ended up getting a 6 on the par 3. But it was a great 6.
Great 6.
But how do you even handle that? What if you're golfing on your own and you hit a hole in 1?
Well, now you can film it.
Isn't that what happened to Jake Marsh?
No, his was filmed.
Oh, you're saying if it's not filmed.
Yeah.
I think you do the run up to the hole
Yeah,
with
if you
your
think it
phone
went
and say,
in.
look it.
I would get back into my cart and I would start recording from the tee and then record
Yeah.
the entire drive down there as I get up to the hole to see if it was in.
Yeah.
But then there would be people that said that I faked that too.
I mean,
But in your heart, you know
yeah.
that it happened.
But does that really matter?
If you don't get Instagram clout for it,
It doesn't really count.
it's
It's what other
Up to
people, it's
you.
what strangers think.
yeah.
That's what really matters.
Mm-hmm.
I think if those people don't believe you and you have the true merriment and glee on your face and people are denying that from you, that's their own problem, not yours.
But you know how the internet works.
I do, and they like to take away your merriment.
I would say 90% of the comments underneath that post would be like, "This is fake."
But but if it's not fake, then who cares? Who cares if Sports Lover 924 says it's fake? It's real, and it's real to you.
Sports
I
Lover
do.
924.
That
Well-
guy loves sports and he doesn't believe me.
I would argue if you don't care, you wouldn't post it.
Oh,
That's probably what I would do. I probably wouldn't post it.
Yeah.
Arian, I feel like you would definitely post it.
You for sure
My
would.
hole in one? I don't think I would.
1,000%.
would.
And you'd come on here talking
If
about
if I'm solo, if I'm by myself and I hit a hole in one, how would I post it? Would I record, run up to
it. Yeah,
it,
like
say,
start
look,
Yes, yeah.
filming when you're going up to the green.
Wouldn't do it.
Would you come on
Wouldn't
here
do it.
and talk about it?
Absolutely.
But see, then
Absolutely.
people are going to say, oh, prove it.
Don't suck my dick. I don't give a fuck. Like,
Fair enough.
There's people that talk shit to me all the time because shit I say on this pod. Pull up about that. I was thinking about doing that because a lot of motherfuckers be saying there's no way he's broken 90, which is insane. Like I do that shit. If I don't break 90, I'm pissed. But I would like you know what's really popping in the golf YouTube streets is the hater series.
Yeah.
It's like where cats, you know what I'm saying? Are you okay? Pull up.
It's Riggs.
I'm down with that. Yeah. Riggs be doing that. I seen a lot of other cats do that shit too. So you know what? I'm down with that. If you think I can't break 90, and you around a similar, I don't want no scratch golfers pulling up talking shit. Like, you're a bozo. If that's your goal. I'm currently at 8 handicap. If you anywhere around and you think there's no way he could break that, pull up. Pull up. I'm down. We could do that. We'll set that up.
I like it. What about Riggs? You want to call Riggs out?
No, why would I want to call Riggs my dog? I would love to golf with Riggs. I would love to go. Why would I my dog? Why you go? What are you doing over here sowing division?
You're making a different series. Lovers instead of haters. My biggest lover showed up.
I believe you're a 4 handicap. I just want to see it in person.
Yeah. I just want to witness grace. I want to see you at your best, Riggs.
I ain't gonna lie, when I first saw Riggs and he told me it was a 4, I was like, ain't no fucking way. Right. That was the first Ryder Cup. But that was my ignorance. I didn't really know a lot about handicaps then. I don't even think I measured my handicap back then. And so, but when I heard single digit, I'm thinking you almost breaking par every time.
Mm-hmm.
Right. That was my understanding of handicap. But now that I've been golfing a little longer, I understand handicaps a little better. And so that's not what that means. It doesn't mean you always breaking par, you always close, or whatever the case may be. It means on your best day, you are nice.
Mm-hmm.
But golf happens to us all, and we can look shitty, and we can duff tee shots, and we can shank shit, and that's just life. I seen a video the other day of John Rahm in a tournament shanking a shot.
Yeah.
Like bad. Like, woo. Like, it happens. It happens to everybody. So no, I love Riggs. I would never I love the whole foreplay. Trent, that's my dog. Love Trent. Love me some Trent, dog.
Do you have any tips on how to get rid of the shanks?
Usually it happens. It's either you're hitting the hosel,
Yeah,
or you're leaving the club face wide open. It's one of the two. So it's been a while since I hit the hosel like that. If you're my leaving it open can come from there's a bunch of different things that could be going on. But for me, what worked the best is it was actually Tiger Woods. I was watching him on I think it was like a Zoom during the pandemic, and he was talking to somebody who's dealing with not necessarily shanks but slices. And it comes because we want to open up like that, and when we open up, the club face opens up. So what he advises is have just like a swing thought of like as you're swinging, keep your back to the target, and that closes the club face, but it also promotes a more shallow swing rather than over the top. That helped me out a lot. Yeah, I mean, just more consistent ball striking is the thing. My recent revelation was we played the Ryder Cup, this last Ryder Cup. Since then, my driver has gotten so much better because I was like, all right, I'm sick of this shit, and I just been drilling the shit out of it. And I'm finally to the point now where it's like very confident when I step up to the tee, and I know where my misses is, and I'm consistently hitting it out there. So, that's why my handicap dropped so fast.
So I have a question for you, because I think alternate shot might be involved in the Internet Invitational. I think there might be a portion of it where you're paired up with somebody and you go shot for shot, which we can't say anything about the Ryder Cup just yet, but that was a part of the Ryder Cup, and it'll be a mystery who I was paired up with and who Arian was paired up with until that comes out. But I hate alternate shot. I hate it. It's tough. You can't get into a rhythm with it.
Yeah.
You don't feel like you're playing a round of golf. You feel like every shot you take is just like hoping to not fuck over your teammate on their next shot. Would you rather play with somebody who is really good in alternate shot or somebody who is not very good? I'm talking about for your personal game. I'm not talking about like for winning whatever tournament you're in. I'm saying, like, do you think you would play better if you were paired up with somebody that was really good? Or would you personally play better if you were paired up with somebody that was a little bit worse than you?
This just ain't golf. For whatever reason, this has always been me. I play up to my competition. The better the player I'm playing with or against, I tend to, it's not always the case, but I tend to play better for whatever reason. But especially in golf, I always want to golf with better golfers than me. because I learn so much. Like I watch them, I ask questions. I have no ego on the golf course. I don't think I know it all. I don't think it's a hard sport, and I'm kind of relatively new to it. So I'm always trying to play with better people. I usually play a little better, makes me focus a little bit more, and I learn more. I like right now I play with a couple scratch golfers pretty regularly at 1 to 3, and it's got my game so much better. One, because they all play by the rules. Like, when you first play, you're kind of like, mulligan.
Yep.
Or, it goes out of bounds, I'll just drop here, like that kind of shit. That's like, but like when you play with cats who really understand the rules in the game and they respect it, it makes your game better. So like now I play by all the rules, white stake, red stake, club length, all that stuff. That to me just makes you a better golfer. So I'm always trying to play up. I would advise everybody to play up. But also, like, if you knew, this is one thing you got to understand. If you playing with better golfers, people understand you knew, right? But they still want to have a good time, and a good time to them is, kind of pace of play.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good time. So if you knew, like, don't be taking 8s and 9s and 10s on a hole. Like nobody wants to sit with and watch that shit. Just pick up, play your shots, shoot. If you're not around where they're at, just pick up. It's not that serious. Harness your game on the range, not the course.
Smart.
Yeah, or polish, not harness. Polish.
Smart. We're gonna get into cruise ship disappearances, cruise ship safety, weird stuff that's happened on cruises in a second. It's brought to you by Part of My Cheesesteak. It's perfect for your game day meal or your late night eats. Part of My Cheesesteak offers a wide variety of cheesesteaks, loaded fries, and popular desserts, all delivered right to your door. Now that preseason football is underway, Part of My Cheesesteak added a brand new combo on its menu, the Big One. An original classic cheesesteak, your choice of our brownie bites or donut dippers, and a drink, all for a discounted price. Go to partofmycheesesteak.com, order with code PMC20, PMC20. You get 20% off your order. Part of My Cheesesteak. We got preseason football this weekend. Part of My Cheesesteak goes great with preseason football. It goes great with all football. It goes great with anything. It goes great with your life. What better companion for life than a delicious cheesesteak for Part of My Cheesesteak? Promo code PMC20, 20% off your order. Get the big one, the big combo. You get the cheesesteak, your choice of brownie bites or donut dippers, and you get a drink. Discounted price. Check it out today. All right, let's talk cruises, guys. Let's talk cruises. Floating prisons. The Titanic was a cruise, technically, you could say.
What do you mean technically? It just
It was
was.
a cruise line. Yeah, but when I think of cruises, I think of...
It was just
Water
an old
slides.
cruise.
Yeah, it was an old cruise. But it was also functional. It's like, how do you get from the old country to the new country, the new world? You got to take a boat.
You're just describing a cruise.
Yeah, cruises are like,
Yeah.
you stop in ports of call, you hang out for a second, you get back on, you get your picture taken. There's a comedian, then you come home. You can't say
It was
that.
a cruise. It was a cruise, dog.
Okay, it was a cruise. It was a cruise.
Titanic was technically a cruise, head ass.
So Big T, talk about your thoughts on cruise ships and cruise ship safety and how this became actually an interesting topic for you.
Well, first of all, my thoughts on cruise ships are that I love them.
Yes.
I was made for a cruise. You get on. I don't even like getting off the boat. When you go to the thing, people are like, oh, we're going swimming with stingrays today. Not T. I'm staying on the boat. I'm going to do all the things that are too crowded when everyone else is on the boat. You go to the wave pool and all that shit. So I love cruises. And I've been on cruises with people who complain of like seasickness and stuff. Never experienced that. I'm on that boat. You couldn't even know it was moving as far as I'm concerned. Casino on the cruise. Awesome.
I stayed in there.
Yeah,
on my cruise. That was really dope.
There's a show every night. Most of them suck, but some are good.
Mm-hmm.
And when you get the good one, you're like, wow, what a great treat. There's just people walking around with strawberry daiquiris everywhere, and you just take one. Like I was meant to be on a cruise. This thing that we're discussing, I thought it was just the Amy Bradley thing, which is interesting and weird.
Mhm.
But this apparently happens whatever is just short of all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And I was unaware of that. And so I was very intrigued by that.
Yeah, because I think most people that have listened to you would have you pegged as a cruise guy.
Mm-hmm.
What's your favorite thing on a cruise? If you had to pick one.
I mean, the casino that you can just walk to at any moment of the day is great.
Do you ever feel trapped though?
No. Buddy, I
In
lived
the casino?
No, on the
ship.
cruise ship, yeah.
Buddy, I lived in an apartment in New York City. It was about half the size of this studio we're in right now.
Yeah.
I don't feel trapped.
Have you seen the new cruise ships that in the discounted rooms they have now the LED walls
With like fake windows.
and it
Yeah.
like simulates what your view would be if you were in a good room.
I would never be in a non-balcony, but I have seen those, yes.
Yeah, those are kind of fun.
Yeah.
They do seem like my personal hell. I think I would have
Wait, you've never been on a cruise?
never been on a cruise. I don't think I ever will.
Let's go on one.
Wow. Well, talk to me. Why not?
Because you can't go anywhere. You're trapped on there. And anytime
That's categorically untrue.
anytime you get to a port, anytime you're doing like a daytime excursion, you have to wait in line for like an hour to get off the
Okay.
boat.
That's clear you've never been on a
You
on a
get off
cruise.
the boat, and then everybody in that town hates the fact that the cruise ship is there. And they're like, "Oh, we got a bunch of cruise passengers today. This sucks."
Okay, wait, hold on. Let's just unravel some of the lies that you've been telling about cruise ships.
Okay.
Right off the bat. When you dock, you don't have to wait an hour, right? And hold on, let's back up. I think you're underestimating how huge these things are. So when you're saying you can't go anywhere, you could spend the entirety of your cruise traveling from place to place on these, from deck to deck on these cruise ships, and have a great time. So there's a litany of different options to go to, from restaurants to entertainment stuff to arcades to you name it, dog. There's just so much to do that when you say I can't go anywhere, it's just not accurate. You don't feel trapped because you're not. Like there's so much to do. Secondly, when you dock, you like I don't know what cruise you've heard of, but like they do a great time of setting call times for people to get off, right? So there isn't that hour wait to get off. They do an amazing time. Like we walked right off. It was our turn to go. We walked off, maybe like a 10-minute, 5-minute wait, but they are so efficient. And so I must buck back on the efficiency that the cruise line has developed over the years, that it is seamless. Traveling in and out is seamless.
Okay. Well, I've heard different. I've heard that it's
Let me tell you, have you? I mean,
like a cattle
have you had
call.
this-
Like, let's get all these cows.
You're talking about when you're
pen.
leaving the ship?
or getting back on the ship. Both.
Getting back on the ship is a breeze. You walk right on.
I disagree.
I've done it and you haven't, so.
I have friends. So I went.
I have a friend. This is crazy.
No, it's true story. True story. I'll redact their names. But we were going on a cruise. Me and a bunch of the boys were going to go on a cruise my junior year of college, I think. And it was spring break. We were going to take a cruise through the Caribbean. I ended up breaking my leg, so I couldn't go on the cruise. So I had to back out at the last second. But I did help them prepare all the alcohol that they were smuggling onto the cruise, because you're not allowed to bring alcohol onto the cruise ship. They want to charge you $20 for a drink, and that's fine. So we sat down in my friend's basement, and we emptied out dozens of Listerine bottles, washed them, soaked them in hot water with soap for about, I'd say, 4 hours, then filled them with vodka, add a little bit of green food coloring to make it look like it was mouthwash. They still tasted like mouthwash, by the way. You can't get that taste out. It's impossible. So they went on this cruise prepared. One of the stops my buddy got off at, got back on the cruise. Security pulled him aside. They gave him a full strip search, fully naked, had to lift his balls up because they thought that he was sneaking drugs back onto the cruise, which he wasn't. They looked at my.
How do we know? How do we know he wasn't?
They looked at my friend's asshole.
How do we know he wasn't sneaking drugs?
Well, he wasn't. They didn't catch it with anything. He didn't have drugs.
Did you help him?
I was not there. I was not on the cruise. I had a broken leg.
Did his homeboys help him?
He did not have drugs on him.
Just saying, we don't know. There's always the other side of the story.
So you're saying that what did he do to ask to have his butthole examined?
Could have been sneaking drugs.
I don't want to go through that. I don't want to go through the pulling my balls up, and it's like they're checking you into jail. Like, we're gonna delouse you and then bend over.
This is irrational, people. Do you think every cruise attendant has had an anal cavity search?
Not every. But are you willing to risk that?
Yeah.
I did get a pretty gnarly TSA pat down the other day.
I had one. You tell me yours, and I'll do mine.
So I went through whatever the machine is where you lift your hands above your head and then they scan you. I go through there. It highlighted on something generally in my waist/groin area, and for whatever reason,
green dildo.
Yeah, green dildo was packing. No, I mean, sometimes those things just like they think that they see things that aren't there or whatever. So I stepped through the line, and the guy, you can tell from the guy's tone of voice that he's about to ask you something that he does not want to do. So I don't blame like the TSA agent or anything. He was like, I'm going to need to give you an enhanced pat down. Would you like to do this here or in private? And a guy like me, I don't show up early for flights. So I was like, I don't have time to go to the back room or whatever. Just do it and let me go. Man, like back of the hand, straight down the crotch, multiple times, right on the balls, right on the dick, hands up and down both legs, getting right into the side of the scrotum. It was kind of like I was so uncomfortable. I was looking around because I'm like, I'm in public and this stranger is just straight up touching my penis. Is awkward.
No, that's what happened to me. This was a while back. It was probably like 5 years ago. I was leaving Albuquerque, New Mexico, and I fly so much, right? I'm always on a plane, and so like I low key know the protocols to TSA. Like I understand what a good pat down is, or what a pat down is supposed to be. So my man says, "Yo, you've been selected for additional screening." Okay, cool, whatever. Put my hands out, do the thing, boom. He did the hands over is not, I wouldn't say the norm, but it's not out of the norm. You know what I mean? I've seen it, it's happened, it is what it is. But he does something I never had before. He goes to my side with a single arm, moves my jump, and I jump back and say, "Hey, yo." He said, "Sir." He's like, "I'm protecting it." I'm like, "No, you're not." I said, "Okay." I said, "Bro, I fly all the time." I said, "Do not touch me again." He's like, sir, are we gonna have a problem?" I said, "Absolutely, we're gonna have a problem. You're not gonna touch. You touched my jump, bro. You touched. It was almost a cup. You touched.
You touched and moved.
I said, "Bro, get your supervisor over here, man." He said, "I'm not getting in there." I said, "You gonna get your supervisor because you're not touching me again. I promise you that." I said, "We gonna have a real problem." I said, "I'll fight you, dog. You're not touching my junk again. I promise you." Supervisor came over. I let him know. I was like, "Dog, I fly all the time." He moved it. I said, "Do not move. You're not allowed to touch my junk." And he agreed. He was like, "Hey, listen, okay, everything's fine." And I caused a little bit of it was wild, dog. It's violating sexual harassment, you know?
The touch and move is crazy.
Hey, try to cop a feel on me. I'm like, hold on, dogs. It was weird.
Yeah.
So weird. So icky. I went to my therapist later on. I was talking about it.
So that's why I don't want to go on a cruise.
By the way, I'm looking right now. 4-night Western Caribbean cruise has entered the discussion for bachelor party.
How much is it?
I'm in, fam. Hey, hold on. Am I still invited if it's cruise?
100%.
I am fucking in. You know what? That will entice me more. And yeah, that would be just so much fun.
Okay. I like that. I love the excitement.
Friends.
I love the excitement.
Sitting here toasting to fuck Joe Biden. Let's do it, man.
Okay.
Let's do it, bitch.
I'm trying to think if one of the guys who would come is definitely more in line with you.
Need him there.
But yeah, I'm looking at I'm looking at cruises right now.
Hey, that is a way to get me to go.
Okay.
It's probably not a way to get him to go because he's.
But that's why we have to do it. You and I can make him go. If you go, he has to.
He has to go, man. You're not gonna get fondled. How about this? I'll go behind you in line, and if anybody fondles you, we go out together, dog.
That's your chief concern?
It's one of my concerns.
What are the others?
Some of my other concerns are feeling trapped on the cruise ship. Some of my other concerns are
take a Xanax.
The food not being that great.
We'll get on a ship where that's not an issue.
Okay, some other concerns include.
I had hibachi. I had hibachi. They cook hibachi in front of you. We're talking shrimp. We're talking scallops. We're talking lobster in front of you.
You're acting
While saying
you're
Sweet
acting like that's
Caroline.
the pinnacle of modern eating.
What
I'm
do
just
you
saying,
want?
like, you
I don't. Well, if the food,
They have anything.
if there's something wrong with the food, everyone's getting sick.
There's nothing wrong with
that's
the food.
anywhere,
Norovirus.
bro. That is anywhere.
I'm concerned with the fact that there's really no laws, that you're in international waters,
So
that-
we'll talk about that.
that the big billion-dollar companies that are running these cruise ships have no real incentive to protect you. They're just worried about their profits.
Eric, if you were a
dropping E-bombs.
22-year-old bombshell woman,
Mhm.
I would say you have a valid concern.
Mhm.
Ain't nobody thinking about fucking with you on a cruise. Some 40-year-old podcaster. Ain't nobody gonna fuck with you. They gonna cheers you.
I'm not worried
Keep
about
pushing.
getting like sex trafficked.
What are you worried about?
I don't know, just anything that could possibly happen.
All right, here are my concerns about going on a cruise, right? The line dancing will be too much fun. The weather will be too beautiful.
Good weather, yeah.
There will be too much other fun stuff to do. The casino will be too lively.
What if the Wi-Fi goes down?
The Wi-Fi is an issue.
See, there we go.
I had zero problems on mine. I'm just putting that out there. I was 4-day cruise to the Bahamas. Zero Wi-Fi issues. Just putting that out
Do they have sports on TV?
Yes.
Yep. They have sports bars.
No, but Big
Man.
T that was a yes, but that
So
Big T
here's
was about
here's
to
the
go.
thing. Here's the thing. Yes, except it's all like Caribbean
Here we go.
channels.
Yeah.
So like from what I've gathered, every time I go on a cruise, and when I was in Mexico last year, like everything is ESPN. There are no ESPN just has everything. So it's whatever's on ESPN that day, which is so you get like the biggest thing of the day,
Maybe.
basically.
Maybe.
But we'll go like end of February when all that's on is like college basketball and it's not the tournament yet.
I'm going to miss the combine.
Yes, you will have to miss a couple days of the combine. Well, we'll go after when's the combine, dude?
Into February.
Okay, we'll work around the combine.
Okay.
So you
So
can go to St. Elmo's.
some fun facts. Some fun facts about cruises. I guess I'm the only anti-cruise guy on this show.
I've never
Yeah,
been on one.
I've never been on one and I have no desire.
Thank you.
It's because
The
you
voice
don't know
of
what
reason.
you're missing.
The voice of reason.
I would want to go on it just to be on the boat. Like if it stayed docked, I'd enjoy the activities on the cruise ship, but I don't want to be out in the middle of the ocean.
I'll tell you, one of the most amazing times I had, we were on the top deck, and on the top deck they had this little mini putt course, right? And I'm sitting there, and I got my little ones, and we playing putt, and we just on the top, and the sun is like 13 degrees above the shoreline, and it's nothing but water, and it's music playing. The kids are having a blast, cool breeze on this beautiful sun-kissed skin, and I had a moment. It's amazing. You gotta do it. It's amazing.
And let me tell you something else. At night, you go out on your balcony and it's just nothing but pure black.
That's terrifying.
Yeah, that's not
You've
helping.
never seen anything like it. Like
That's not.
no, it's
That is-
beautiful.
That is
It's
not
beautiful.
a selling point for me.
It is.
Here-
It's
okay, here-
a void of nothingness as far as you can see.
All right, Mike McDaniel. Here's what I'm thinking about.
No, it's beautiful.
The concern for me is if you're on a cruise ship and you fall over, you are signing yourself up for the worst death of all time.
For sure, 100%. You know how you
Especially-
avoid that? You know how you avoid that? You don't fall over.
Especially if it's at nighttime and you fall into this black void of nothingness. You're in the water. You see the cruise ship driving away from you. You know you're fucked. You know you're dead. You can stay afloat for maybe an hour, and then you're either going to get ripped apart by sharks or you're just going to have to give up due to fatigue, and then you just drown in the ocean, fully conscious of what's happening. to you.
Everything you just said is 100% correct. The only problem with it is that your IQ has to be about 6 standard deviations below the mean to fall off a cruise ship.
Not true. You could be a child.
Are you a child, bro?
Right,
What
yeah,
are you
you're
talking
40.
No, but you could be. I'm saying you could. One could be a child
Okay.
and fall off. You have too much to drink
You'd still have to be very stupid.
and you fall off.
You'd have to be adventurously dumb. So like, hey man, I'm gonna do
100%.
it. I'm a peek over, man. Don't. All of the railings are especially for you. You might not be able to see over
Here we
there.
go. Here we go.
All of the
Somehow
Arian and I could fall over if we wanted to. You probably can't.
I'd have to make a conscious effort.
You'd have to use your athleticism.
You'd have to jump.
Yeah.
There's a lot. Yeah, there's a lot there. So you're safe, man. You are safe.
You're forgetting how athletic I am, though.
I am.
Sometimes when I walk, I bound.
Okay, Superman.
I'm explosive. These legs are explosive.
We're going on.
Maybe I just don't. Maybe how about this? Maybe I just don't want to be on a ship and think about what would happen if I fell over
Take
and
a
how bad that
Xanax.
would be. Maybe it's just the anxiety.
We're going on a cruise.
I mean, it's an amazing experience. I would absolutely go on. The only trepidation I have now is bringing small kids because of the other unknown factors and weirdos and shit like that. But you straight, you know what I mean? Like, you don't gotta worry about that. You 40-year-old PFT, 5'9".
Thank you.
You don't got no worries, man.
All right, let me ask you guys a question. How many disappearances have there been from cruises this century? 25 years.
I know the answer. It's way more than you would think.
Say, Dan, you know how old I am? I was like, initially I was like, since 1900. Damn. Let's say 900.
No, 313.
Okay, so I highballed it.
That's still a lot.
25 years, 300.
It's like
How many
15
cruise ships?
a year?
Yeah.
Google this. How many cruise ships go out per year?
I don't know, but
It's Googleable. Here, let me just do it.
Let's take a guess there. So there's, let's say, 10 major cruise lines, each doing what, 10 to 15 cruises a week.
you're the cruise expert.
So let's call it. I'm going to say, Arian, among major cruise lines, there are 6,400 cruises per year.
Oh, okay. I need to get that number because there's 300 cruise ships operating worldwide, and they carry over 20 million passengers annually. So I don't know how many. I think this is a better metric. So we're talking 20 million people over a 25-year span. How much is that?
200 million, 400 million, like 450.
All right. So around 500 million people, and only 300 have gone missing. Very sad. Very sad. Don't get me wrong. That's fucked up.
I think 500 million people have been on a cruise this century.
He said 20 million a year.
That's what the data say. 20. They carry 20 million passengers annually.
A lot of repeats.
Tons of repeats. I would say majority repeats.
Let's say it's 100.
Let's cut it in half. 250 million.
Okay.
250 million people in 25 years. 300 go missing. It's not insignificant, but I don't think it's enough to raise it. It's not like an epidemic.
How many people in the United States get killed by sharks every year? Can we look that up?
If you get killed by a shark, you deserve it. I stand firm on it.
That's kind of like the cruise ship thing. You have to make bad decisions to get killed by a shark.
Okay. Oh wait, that's worldwide.
Yeah.
Oh,
U.S.
16?
16 in the U.S. per year?
It says on average with one
With
what?
one
That
fatality?
feels oddly low.
Where are you getting the 16 number? I'm seeing
Wikipedia. This one says 10 people died in shark attacks in 2023, with 6 killed in unprovoked attacks.
Oh, you're doing 16. I can see what you see. There's 16 shark attacks per year in the U.S. with one fatality every 2 years.
Yeah.
Okay, so one fatality every 2 years.
That's a pretty low number.
So we're thinking like maybe 13 people since 2000 have been killed by sharks inside the United States. 313 people have disappeared from cruises.
Hear about sharks all the time.
So we're talking like 200 times more dangerous to go on a cruise.
Well, this is a horrible analogy.
It would actually probably be more than that because
Okay,
way
look at
more
this.
people get in the ocean than get on a cruise.
Great point. Great point.
Well, look at this. How many people drown annually? This is more the metric you need to measure it up against, not shark attacks. Why is that? Why that?
Well, yeah, you're
random
building an entire city out of Lake Lanier when you go on a cruise ship.
No.
Oh, it says over in the U.S. alone, an average of 3,500 to 4,000 people drown per year in the U.S. alone.
That makes more sense because when people go
10
missing,
fatal drownings per day.
Yeah.
That's
when
crazy.
people go missing, it more often than not they drown rather than being like taken.
So here's the caveat.
user error.
Here's the caveat to that 313 number. They only resolve 10% of those cases. So 313 people have gone missing, and around 31 of those cases have been solved. The rest, you don't know. You don't know at all. And there are some estimations that only 15 to 20% of these cases of missing persons are documented and become public record because the cruise companies run the ships and they don't have to investigate like it would be a crime that was, or a missing person that took place inside the United States. So those numbers, the 313, might actually be closer to Arian's 900. Because cruise ships, they're registered in Panama, sometimes Liberia, sometimes the Bahamas, so that they can avoid taxes, they can avoid labor laws, and all the safety regulations. And the people that serve on the ships, like the doctors, nurses, they're independent contractors, and that makes the cruise lines not liable for anything that might happen to you if they screw up something. If you're going to them, you're like, "Hey, my hand hurts a lot," and they're like, "Yeah, you're fine. Just put some ice on it." And then it turns out you've got a staph infection later. Doesn't matter. That's an independent contractor. You can try to sue them if you want, but you can't sue the cruise line.
That's just smart though.
That's just good business.
Yeah, I mean, when you're dealing with 20 million passengers annually, like I don't think. Yes, with all due respect, I just don't think people are smart enough to understand what's wrong with them. So that's why they go to doctors. People get misdiagnosed all the time, or something happens to where you feel like you've been fucked over by a hospital. This shit happens all the time. So of course it's going to happen on a cruise ship. It makes sense to protect yourself legally. Why wouldn't you?
Capitalism.
Yeah.
The problem is when bad stuff happens on a cruise ship and you're in international waters, you have to get to like a port of call to have any sort of authorities come to investigate anything that happened. Might be days before, if you're a United States citizen, might be days before the U.S. government or U.S. law enforcement is able to try to help. Feels like you're just cut off from everything.
Are there any cruises that just go around the U.S.? I'd love to do a U.S. cruise.
There are.
There's Alaskan cruises.
Alaskan cruises, that's a big one.
But I mean, like, take me from New York to Miami to Galveston to San Diego to Seattle.
Wouldn't you have to go around? Is there I don't know enough. Let me shut up. Hold on.
Charles Barkley won't be on that one.
No, that's San Antonio.
Oh, I thought he hated Galveston.
Oh, he might.
He does.
He does.
He hates Galveston
Okay.
too. Which
Yeah, you have to travel under South America. Like you don't go from Galveston to San Diego.
Let me look
That
at a
shit's
map.
Connected. Is there a canal? I don't.
The farthest trip you could probably take on a cruise ship would be the Mississippi River to the Missouri River. And then going out as far west as the Missouri can take
You're right.
you.
You know what? I forgot about Mexico being there.
Yeah.
I was just thinking about the United States. But points to do a West Coast. San Diego to San Francisco to
Alaska.
Seattle. Oh yeah, go up to Alaska. I guess you can't get to Seattle either.
They won't take you to Seattle?
Or I guess you'd have to like go in here in this little inlet.
The Puget Sound?
Sure.
Yeah. You guys want to talk about specific cruise ship disappearances?
Yeah, all that to say, the 313, yes, in the context of how many people are on cruises, not that many. Way more than you would think, though.
Yeah.
And it does seem like if you're one of the 313, the odds of anything ever being figured out are relatively zero.
Slim to none.
Yeah.
True.
Almost
I don't want
nothing.
to minimize people suffering because that shit would suck. I would go crazy if I lost somebody I loved.
Yeah.
On a ship.
Yeah, just like not knowing and knowing that there's not going to be any justice.
Yeah, that would be tough, man.
Do we want to talk about Amy Bradley right off the jump? You can see the documentary on Netflix. It's Amy Bradley is Missing. It's one of the most popular shows on or documentaries on Netflix right now. But they're hoping that because so many people have seen it, they might get some more tips. So she went on a cruise. She disappeared in 1999. She was from Chesterfield, Virginia. Went to Longwood University. Shout out Longwood, right in the heart of Virginia. They are hoping that they'll get some more tips, and the family has kind of still hung on to the hope that she might still be alive, even if she was like sex trafficked or kidnapped. She might still be alive somewhere, but I think she was legally declared dead, which is a tough thing for a family to go through. They still have like all her stuff. They've got her car in like mint condition. And they're hoping that she's going to come back. So she went on a cruise in 1999, and she disappeared one morning. I think it was like 5:30 in the morning. It was the last time that she was seen. She was on her balcony, and nobody knows what happened to her after that. There's some suspicion that there was a cruise ship band member who might have had a part in abducting her, a guy that went by the name Yellow, that was seen dancing with her, and has been kind of suspicious since the disappearance, although he claims that he passed a polygraph test. But there have been sightings of her from several different islands in the Caribbean. There was somebody that saw her in a brothel in Curacao, and he was a Navy officer, and he stopped into a brothel, and he started talking with this woman. She said that her name was Amy, that she had gotten off the cruise to buy drugs, and then she ended up owing some of the guys some money, so they wouldn't let her leave, and now she's working it off in a brothel. He didn't report it until years later when he saw information about her missing, because he was a Navy officer and he didn't want to get in trouble with the Navy by saying, hey, I went into this brothel. That's kind of his story, but he claims it was her. There was another guy that saw her on a beach just a couple days after she went missing, and said that he saw her on the beach with the guy from the band on the cruise ship, and she looked like she was in a bad state, and the guy that she was with kind of stared the dude down and was like, don't talk to her. And then he saw her on America's Most Wanted and said, yeah, that was a woman that I saw 100%. That's who I saw. There was also I think it was like a prostitution website. I forget the name of it, where they had several women that were working as prostitutes, and they had their pictures on there. Somebody saw a picture and said, that looks like Amy. And then the FBI did like a facial recognition thing on her and said that, yeah, it was very, very likely her. But she looked like she was put in a position where she might have been working as a prostitute for somebody, like a sex trafficker. So my question is, were they able to trace the website that had her picture on it and figure out who started that website, where the picture was uploaded from? I don't think they addressed that in the documentary.
I think, weren't those photos like sent to her family, or was it just like found on a website?
Oh yeah, I think that, yeah, you're right. Somebody found them on a website and then sent them to her family.
Yes.
But it was on a website already. That was.
Yes, yeah. Maybe they didn't like have the website. They just had the photos, but yeah, I just remember the family like got them sent to them.
Yeah. So they're trying to track down Amy and figure out what happened. I don't know, having multiple people see her. And there was also a woman in a bar in the Caribbean that ran into her in a bathroom, and they had a conversation. There was somebody waiting for her outside, making sure that she wasn't saying too much to anybody. And I believed her too. Like the people that were the eyewitnesses, they all seemed pretty credible to me.
It'd be a weird thing to lie about, I feel like.
Yeah, it'd be really strange. And I think the most likely possibility, based on what I watched, and I don't know if the documentary told the entire story, but the most likely to me seems like she was taken, she was trafficked, she got pregnant, and then now they've got leverage over her where they're like, we're going to kill your family if you don't stay with us. If you try to run away, your kids are dead. Because that's reportedly how some of the traffickers have worked in the past. Even the people that work for the trafficking organizations, like the traffickers themselves, they continue to work for the organizations because their bosses are like, we'll kill your family if you don't do this stuff for us. So it's a bad setup. But they haven't arrested anybody. It took a long time to really get an investigation going because the cruise ship has no interest in putting out things that make cruises seem unsafe. So they're always going to be more likely to sweep things under the rug and to try to like just get people to move on than they would be to like investigate, especially if one of their employees had something to do with them going missing. Now, there was a part where they looked through that guy Yellow's suitcase, or I guess maybe his wife looked through his suitcase and found a lot of pictures of white women that were on these cruises. That part to me was like, I don't know, like you're going to accuse this guy of being a trafficker because he had some picture, because he's a black man with pictures of him with white women on a cruise. Like that part seemed to be like, whoa, let's back up a little bit on that one.
Hold on. He had pictures of women on the cruise he took pictures with?
Some I think were pictures of him with white women and some were just pictures of white women. They didn't have a lot of details about it.
Yeah.
But that part to me seemed like, I don't know, a little bit, it's not really related. It's not evidence that a guy did something wrong. Like a black man having pictures of white women. That seems like that's some shit that would be going on back in like the 1920s. What is he doing? What's this guy doing? What's this musician doing with our women?
Why do you have the pictures of these angels?
Yeah. Yeah.
I know there's all the stuff about people reportedly seeing her in brothels and all that stuff. Maybe I'm oversimplifying things. She was at the dance club at like 3:30 in the morning. Mm-hmm. Or she got back to their cabin at 3:30 because the whole family was in one room.
Mm-hmm.
Her brother sees her on the balcony at 5:30 in the morning. And at 6 in the morning, the dad wakes up and she's not there.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, she had to just fall off, right? They say they did an investigation and they didn't find that. Well, nobody's found anything. So
they say that the body would have washed ashore to Curacao based on how the currents were going, how the tides were going. They seem pretty confident in that.
So someone like broke into their room.
No, she could have left. So nobody, they scan the key cards when you get in, but you don't scan anything to leave. So just because you go in doesn't mean that you've stayed in there. My theory, and again, it's all taken from a documentary where they presented what they want to present. Girl like Amy, she liked to party. She was a college student, liked to drink a lot, liked to smoke a lot, have a good time just in general. She might have talked to one of the people, be like, how do I get some weed? Or how do I get some coke on this boat? And they're like, I can help you get that. Just next place that we get off, I'll take you and we'll score some drugs. And I could see that happening to somebody in that position. I don't know if she was into drugs or not, but I would say like in that demographic, I personally know a lot of people that would have been interested in. You think Nicky Smokes goes on a cruise and he's not asking one of the employees like, how do I score some weed? How do I get some coke?
Yo, I hear a lot about Nicky Smokes and his like.
Yeah, we should probably stop.
No, I don't really know him like that. I always dap him when I see him. He's like, he ain't had no problems. But I hear a lot about his like promiscuous activities.
Yeah.
It's kind of his brand, which is interesting.
So he be getting a whole bunch of women?
Yeah.
He likes women.
He's had relations with a lot of women at this office.
Oh, okay.
And outside of the office.
Okay. He's a fuckboy.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. He's a douchebag.
And he's one of Mad Dog's least favorite employees.
And I for him, it's a mutual relationship.
It's kind of like respect thing that we have. We respect.
But I don't respect.
We
but I don't respect him.
No, but you guys respect each other. But
no, he says that I don't respect him.
I know.
No, the most lack of respect for a coworker I could have, it's Nikki Smokes, probably.
So, but I'm just saying, like young people in general on cruise ships, they probably ask where they can score some drugs. And that would be a possibility. And that's what, I forget who said that she was looking for drugs. There was something about that in the documentary. They like briefly mentioned it in passing. But yeah, so she was declared legally dead in 1999, but the family still thinks that she's alive. But there's like no evidence. They didn't really have that many security cameras on. That's one thing that cruises have done a better job of, I think, is they put security cameras everywhere now. And even on the balconies, they have detectors where if people fall overboard, there's like a sensor that will indicate somebody's overboard, and then they can alert and scramble the lifeboats. But
that's what I'm saying.
Those don't always work. I think we talked about this. Sometimes it can be like a big bird that flies by the sensors, and they'll be like, "Oh, person overboard."
But wouldn't you rather be too cautious than not cautious enough?
Yeah. Yeah, I would. What about cruise employees?
That one guy in the documentary was weird.
Oh, yeah.
In the Amy Bradley one.
Oh, he was all about the cruise line.
Yeah, like he was not gonna ever say anything bad about the cruise line that he worked for. Like he was just like weird vibes.
Yeah.
That's why I think it's like a possibility that she could have gotten like, yeah, or like taken off, like escorted off by somebody like into that worked for the cruise ship, because he was weird. But yeah, I think they're all sort of like that, defending the cruises no matter what.
So in 2011, there was a Disney cruise employee named Rebecca Corium. She was 24 years old. She was from England, and she was on the Disney Wonder Cruise that was going to Puerto Vallarta from LA. And she was working in like the kids club part of the Disney cruise. She was seen on their camera footage on March 22nd, 2011 at 5:45 a.m. She was in the crew lounge. She was talking on the phone. She was wearing men's clothing. She was acting distressed. And then after hanging up the phone, they didn't see from her ever again. She missed her 9 a.m. Shift, and the people at Disney searched for her. They didn't find her. They tried to search the ocean, didn't find anything in the ocean, and Disney disregarded their normal operating procedures. They didn't turn the ship around to look for her. They were just like, "Oh, she's gone. I guess she's just gone." The Navy and the Coast Guard were given the wrong coordinates. They searched the wrong part of the sea, and the jurisdiction fell to the country of the ship's registration. In this case, it was the Bahamas. So the Bahamas had to look for her, or it would be like Liberia sometimes, or it would be Panama sometimes. And the communication was bad. Eventually, Disney flew her parents out. They met with a detective, and then Disney was like operating as a sovereign nation. They were taking a car with blacked out windows. They were put on the boat's back entrance, and they took them to a room where they played the footage of Rebecca. And they were like, she pretty much appears to be fine. And the official explanation was that she was swept off Deck 5 by a rogue wave. They were shown Deck 5. There was a crew swimming pool that was in front of the ship's bridge and guarded by walls reaching over 6 feet in height. They were taken to the crew quarters in Rebecca's cabin. They were shown a sandal that allegedly belonged to Rebecca. It was recovered on Deck 5. And then they watched from shore as the Disney Wonder cruise left port, and they went on the next cruise. And Disney was like, okay, we're put to rest. Let's move on. There was a rogue wave on Deck 5. I feel like if there was a rogue wave that hit at like 6 a.m., somebody else would have seen it. Right?
Sure.
So they did a bigger investigation on it. They hired a private investigator. He was a Scotland Yard guy, so a British police officer. And even though Disney claimed that it was a rogue wave that happened between 6 and 9 a.m., they found a lot of inconsistencies. One, the ocean conditions were not stormy. There was no rogue wave that they could find. The wave would need to be over 100 feet high to get up to deck 5 and get over those 6-foot walls. And the sandal that they were shown that belonged to Rebecca had the name and cabin number of another person, and family and crew members insisted that the sandal was the wrong size and not the style that Rebecca had. But they just said, okay, she got swept overboard, and there's nothing really you can do about it. There was a 15-year-old named Lindsay O'Brien, and she was on board the Costa Magica, and they served her 10 drinks, a 15-year-old, 10 drinks, 1 drink every 4.5 minutes. So 45 minutes, she was Irish. She was served 10 drinks, 2 sex on the beaches, 4 woo-woos. What's a woo-woo?
I don't
What is a
know.
woo-woo?
That sounds like a cruise drink.
Yeah, let's look that up. Okay, Big T, the thing that you should have led with was how good the novelty drinks are on cruise ships.
The last cruise I went on, the specialty was the mango meltdown.
Okay.
Unbelievable.
That sounds pretty good.
Unbelievable.
So a woo-woo is an alcoholic beverage made of vodka, peach schnapps, and cranberry juice.
Yeah, that's pretty sweet. That's pretty sweet. And then she also got 2 vodka mixers and a shot of vodka and a shot of some liqueur, all in the span of 45 minutes. And her dad got really upset that his 15-year-old daughter was drinking.
That's absolutely not the first time she has drinking, though.
Probably not. She is Irish. So he took her to the cab, put her in bed, but later on she woke up. She tried to puke over the railing. She fell overboard instead, and her body was never found.
She's doing it in the toilet.
Well, she's 15 and she's like blackout drunk. She doesn't know where she is.
10 drinks in 45 minutes for a 15-year-old girl's insane.
They didn't do
But
it.
that's what I'm saying. It's not the first time. Yo, my first time drinking, I'm not bellying up to a bar with four drinks in 4 minutes. But hell no.
But apparently they didn't do a very good job of trying to find her either. They were just like, okay, she's gone. But she's also 15 and had 10 drinks in 45 minutes. Think about how that's so many drinks.
It's
Like
not drinks.
when you do a power hour, if you did a power hour, I think you end up having like 6.5 drinks in an hour, and you're fucking hammered at the end of that hour. She had almost twice as many drinks in 45 minutes, and she's 15. Yeah, that could kill you if you're 15. There was another guy, George Smith IV. He was a 26-year-old guy, and he was in the Aegean Sea. He disappeared. It was on his honeymoon. He was on Royal Caribbean's Brilliance of the Seas. They found a bunch of blood in his room. They found a bunch of blood on an awning right below his room. And apparently he got off the ship in Florence, Italy, and he bought a bottle of absinthe that he then smuggled back aboard the ship. And then that night they were drinking. They were having a bunch of the absinthe. And then he started to get irritable. He and his new wife had an argument. And he passed out. His wife passed out in the hallway. And they brought her back into her room. And the cabin was empty. When the staff said that the cabin was empty when she disappeared. Around 4:30 a.m., the staff said that the cabin was empty. But there were 3 other men in the cabin a little bit earlier having an argument. And just before 4:20 a.m., a neighbor saw 3 men leave that cabin. They said that they helped put Smith to bed because he had been drunk. But there was a video that the 3 men were in later talking about his death in a very suspicious way. And on July 5th, which was the following day, a cruise ship passenger found blood on the lifeboat canopy that looked like handprints and footprints and blood. That's when they realized the guy was missing, and the ship had moved on to Turkey. And his wife was questioned by police, but she was far away from the cabin when her husband went missing, so they said she didn't have anything to do with it. His body has never been found. He is presumed dead. And the captain said that he had probably just fallen overboard, even though there was a bunch of blood inside the apartment. But Royal Caribbean agreed to a $1.1 million settlement with the wife to make it all go away. There's a woman named Marion Carver in 2004. She was 40 years old. She got on a Royal Caribbean celebrity cruise ship. She was doing that 7-day cruise, the Alaskan cruise, Seattle to Alaska. Night 2, she disappears. They never reported the disappearance to the family. They donated the clothing that they found in her room to charity. They got rid of all her stuff, her watch, her clothes, everything, her purse, Social Security. They put it in storage or gave it all away. The parents spent $75,000 on a private investigator. They said that the investigator's work was stymied by Royal Caribbean, and the family was disturbed to learn that Carver's cabin attendant, Domingo Montero, said he reported the woman missing to his boss for several days, but they didn't listen. They later fired that boss. Royal Caribbean said it appeared Carver had committed suicide on the ship. But the father said it's possible that his daughter may have committed suicide, but that their handling of the case prevents us from ever knowing the truth about it. And now the father is the president of the International Cruise Victims Association. Crazy that there's an entire association of family members.
They had one of those on the Amy Bradley documentary.
Yeah, that's like her full-time job
Yeah,
is to just warn people, hey, cruises are not safe.
Yeah, it's like insane.
There was Hugh Pham and Hugh Tran. Hugh Pham was 70. Hugh Tran was 65. They went missing on the Carnival cruise, Destiny, in May 2005. It was between Aruba and Barbados. They were married for 50 years. They were given the gift of a cruise as a Mother's Day present. The family members that were traveling realized they were missing when their shoes were discovered on the ship's deck. They did a search and rescue mission, didn't find the couple. Their son testified before Congress in 2006, being like, "What we need to sort out these cruise lines because they are not going to investigate fully if somebody goes missing."
Can I say my biggest problem with this whole thing?
Yep.
Is which one was it? The Rebecca Corium, the Disney employee.
Mm-hmm.
Her whole thing just ended up being given to the Bahamas because that's the closest place to where it happened. And
it's where the cruise ship was registered too. So they register the cruise ships in...
Right. This just says jurisdiction fell to the Bahamas. So it's either it was registered there or wherever. Far be it from me to be one to advocate for more United States government involvement in anything, but it does feel like there should be some sort of universal protocol for these ships so that if your family member disappears, like it said the Bahamas didn't give a shit. They had like one detective who didn't care at all, and that was that. Like, so that if something happens, you at least have some sort of recourse, or you know who you're dealing with, or whatever.
The sea police.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, form an international cruise deal. I don't know.
So independent, they don't work for the cruise. Right. So who funds it?
Probably us. Who knows?
Yeah, probably us. We're probably going to have to step up on that one, play world police again. Or you can just do like a surcharge. Every cruise ship passenger pays a $10 safety fee that goes to funding the sea police. And so, I mean, what do we say? Like, how many millions of people go on a cruise each year?
20
million. So that's $200 million budget for the International Sea Police.
Yeah, I don't know.
Fuck it. Yeah, just have it be the U.S. We'll do it. But yeah, these are the reasons why I'm afraid to go on a cruise. I wouldn't say afraid. I'd rather travel on my own. I'd rather set my own schedule.
I think it's overblown, man. I don't think that it's not safe. I think it's just you run into the regular risks of interacting with human beings. And when there's alcohol involved, shit happens.
Yeah.
You could make just as much argument as concerts, as any gathering of human beings. There's going to be instances where it's not safe. But if you take proper precautions, don't take your step stool out to the balcony, you'll be fine. And you're going to have a great time.
You're probably
I think
right.
you're missing out.
But you know what? I'm willing to change my stance on cruises for Big T's bachelor party.
That's
Please
what I'm
do.
talking about, dog.
I guess I'm just a great friend, taking my life into my own hands.
We got to find one of the new ships that Arian went on, because I haven't been on one of those yet, and they look sick.
They are sick, and they just came out with a new one in August that's bigger than the one. I went on Utopia of the Seas. I think there's a bigger one.
I don't care how big they are. I just care about the stuff that's on it.
That's what I'm talking. Well, I mean,
bigger obviously, yeah, is probably going to be better, but
yeah. I mean, it was amazing. I mean, I didn't even scratch the surface of all that there is to do. I went to a show. I went to a comedy show, which was pretty fucking funny, though. It wasn't bad. I went to the casino. Definitely kicked it to the casino.
you know what I love on a cruise? It's casino adjacent. Bingo.
You're a bingo guy?
I never even played bingo before.
Oh, dude, bingo on a cruise goes nuts. I bought like 10 cards last time.
I've never done it. I'm definitely down.
Oh, we're doing bingo.
What are the prizes?
Like a lot of cash.
The homies. Camaraderie with the homies.
Yeah, do you have the markers?
Yeah.
I like the markers.
I think they might be punch out too.
Oh, no, I need a marker. I like doing the
You
dots.
can buy one.
Yeah, bring your own. All right, I will not be going on a cruise until Big T's bachelor party.
Yeah, so despite all those things that could go wrong, let's go.
There are a few things that you could tell me that could help me change my mind about cruises.
What are those?
One, the novelty drink situation.
The best you can imagine.
But here's what I'm concerned about with these. If you're in a confined area that serves novelty drinks, they're watering those things down.
Yeah, absolutely. I get the drink package.
Well, you have to.
The drink package is $75 a day, I believe. And you have a little thing on your card, and you get unlimited drinks throughout the day as much as you want. So water them down doesn't even matter. Just get shots. Or whatever you try. Any restaurant, any bar, anything all over the boat. If you got the drink package, free drinks.
What are the room sizes? I'm always under the impression that you're going to be in a small room.
So
they're all going to be big to you, but for everybody else, they're moderately small rooms.
Like a New York hotel room is what I'm picturing for like the most luxurious room.
No, you can get way better than that. I was actually,
I'm sure there's suites.
I was looking at suites for these because they weren't that crazy expensive. The suites.
I'll do a suite with you, PFT. What's up, bro?
You want to get a suite?
Me and you, man.
I'm seeing some that go up to 600 square feet.
That's pretty, yeah.
That's like a junior suite, which is like the most basic one you can get for this one is, show me the square footage. Hold, please.
Well, I have seen people that now are buying condos on cruise ships to retire on.
That's the dream.
That's why.
It's like $2 million to buy a condo on a cruise ship, and then you just live on the boat.
Okay, a junior suite on this ship is 300 square feet.
That's not a suite.
That's
300 square feet?
That's not bad.
That's the size of my first apartment in New York City, and it was bad.
You're on a boat, dog.
I don't know if that includes a balcony. You have a balcony.
Mm-hmm. We're locking the balcony door.
Oh, it does not. Yeah, the balcony is another 65 square feet.
Okay, we're locking the balcony door, Arian.
No, I'm gonna get my own room.
Well, I've also sleepwalked before.
Oh, that's dangerous.
So that's scary to me.
Do you unlock doors in your sleep?
I have exited doors in my sleep.
Maybe
like
put.
I've exited
like hotel rooms, right?
I've exited doors and then gotten locked out of my twice in the same night.
Maybe put the chairs from the balcony inside, like at the door, so that you run into them before you.
Yeah, like a desk. You know what I'm saying? Move the desk outside of the balcony.
That part to me is concerning. Okay.
What were the other? You said there were a couple things that. So the drinks are great.
Yeah, you can convince me that the casino is fun.
Very.
You could convince me that that the food is good.
It's not going to be the best food you've ever had, but it's fine.
What's
it's
the
good.
pool chair situation?
How
early do I have to wake up in the morning to be like,
I had
this is my
burgers
chair?
on there. I had hibachi. I had some hot dogs on there. The food was good, dog. Like, no, you're gonna get a 5-star chef, Michelin. Yeah, grow up. You're on a cruise. Have some good food. Have some drinks with your boys. Fuck outta here.
The pool chairs and all the ones I've gone to, you can usually get one without too much of a problem.
Is it more competitive or less competitive than the pool at a nice hotel?
I would say less because there's so many of them.
Okay.
Like when I was at my all-inclusive in Mexico over Christmas, that pool chair situation was a nightmare. They were like, you have to get there at 6 a.m. and put your stuff on one. And then it's supposedly reserved for the whole day, though we did run into one situation with someone stealing one of our chairs, and I had to be talked out of confronting those people. But I've never had a problem getting a chair on a cruise.
I also think that I would be more likely to pull a big T, which is just stay on the boat.
Yeah,
and
dude.
Not get off for my
on a 4-day cruise, you're only going one place anyway.
Yeah, because I know how people act when cruise ships disembark at they're like, these motherfuckers are here. I hate the fucking cruise ship passengers. I don't want to be one of those cruise ship
would
passengers.
say we should go to like the little market in the town or whatever, try to get some good deals. But
Well, see, if we're going to on Utopia this seas or Royal Caribbean, they have an island that they bought. They have an island, so like
A private island?
your private
It's owned
island
by the
in
company?
yeah,
Bahamas.
Disney has
Yes.
one. Yeah.
So you go and you sail and you dock on the island. They have a water park. They have a whole bunch, like a cove. They have a whole bunch of shops. It's private to the cruise ship goers, which I enjoyed. It was dope.
All right. Well, as much as I don't want to go on a cruise, I will go on a cruise, and I'll probably enjoy it.
Oh, you're gonna enjoy it.
But the balcony situation does concern me.
What port do y'all want to go out of, or does that matter?
It doesn't matter.
I put Miami, Tampa, New York, Fort Lauderdale. Figured those are easy to get to.
I'm down. Whatever we doing, I'm doing. I mean,
All right, we're going on a cruise. Done deal.
I wish we
My
could go,
dog.
Mackenzie.
I don't need to go.
So are you gonna
I'll strap a
Big T, are
GoPro
you
to them.
gonna-
Yeah.
Are you gonna plan the like activities and shit? Like, you know what I mean? Like that type? Or are we just going on a cruise?
Yeah, I would. Once we're on the cruise, like, what else are you trying to do?
Bro, you get married, so it's like gotta have some something. You know what I'm saying?
Can you bring dancers onto the cruise?
Is that what you're
Yeah,
talking about?
maybe we pay for some, exotic dancers to come on a cruise with us, and every now and then they show up at night and they do, whatever they
Every
do.
now and
That
then.
sounds like something you would have to worry about.
Can we
I don't.
can we arrange a helicopter that leaves Miami once a day and lands on the cruise ship?
We could just go to Miami for one night before.
That's boom. We land in Miami that day. We party
Yeah,
at
the
night,
day before. Yeah.
and in the morning we hop on a cruise. That's a great solution. Good solution based. I love it.
All right.
I'm in.
Well, this has been Macrodosing. We'll see you guys.
I do have one more last thing.
Yep.
One more last thing. I know you gotta go, but like I told a dude that I would recite I would pick the order of his fantasy team.
Okay.
So I got to do that. And I did it in the order of the names of that I enjoyed the most. I'm gonna go from least to most liked. So I'm starting from 10, my guy. All right. So this is it, and it's because it's my dog. So the name of his is Ray Rice Elevator Co. He's picking 10th.
Mm.
Number 9 is Pfizer Rejects. Number 8 is Kirk's Comeback. Number 7, Hold My Beer. 6, Team Powers. 5, Find Your Love. 4, Josh Allen, the White Jameis. Number 3, which is wild, but I do kind of like the play on it.
I can't believe Josh Allen's that high for you.
I mean, it was funny. Number 3, like I said, it's wild, but I chuckled. Touchdown Syndrome. Number 2, Any Given Monday. And then the first pick of the draft is Shit City Laporta Potty Kitties. Fuck with it.
Okay.
Good luck on it. Let me know who wins, fellas. Good luck.
There we go. Shit City, La Porta Potty Kitties. Who you taking first overall?
I do have a fantasy draft. I need to start. I'm gonna need y'all's help on this because I'm still kind of out the loop. I've been paying attention a little bit, but I'm gonna need to take y'all's.
Who you taking first overall, Big T?
I've been out on fantasy football for years.
Too much nonsense.
Once you've gambled a season-long fantasy football thing for $100, just doesn't.
It doesn't hit the same. Yeah.
Yeah. I actively dislike fantasy football now.
We're gonna get a preview from Jerry O'Connell. I look forward to that.
All right. First overall this year, I don't even who would it
Bijan.
be? Yeah, maybe.
All right, Bijan. Let's take Bijan. Jahmyr Gibbs. Jaden Daniels. Love you guys.